آیت الله العظما سید مجتبی خامنه‌ای.
And then somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous.
سید مجتبی حسینی خامنه‌ای.
A man whom no one has seen or heard from for many years. But as soon as his name surfaced as a candidate for supreme leader, Donald Trump immediately rejected it.
Donald Trump says he's not happy with the appointment of Mojtaba Khamenei as Iran's new supreme leader.
I always say that would be about the word.
Because ordinary people do not know Mojtaba. However, the CIA and Israel's Mossad are fully aware of who Mojtaba Khamenei really is. They also know that his father, Ali Khamenei, used to be a very simple and soft-spoken man. But now, this new supreme leader Mojtaba Khamenei is completely the opposite. From childhood, he has fought like a soldier in Iran's military. The entire Iranian army sees him as their true leader. For the first time, Iran has a supreme leader who is more of a warrior than a scholar or cleric. But how did Mojtaba Khamenei reach this position? Almost 50 years ago, during the reign of a highly corrupt Shah, Reza Shah,
most prosperous countries of the world.
Iran was one of the most prosperous countries in the world. To challenge this corrupt monarch, a new leader emerged in Iran, Ayatollah Khomeini. Khomeini's influence grew so strong that the Shah was forced to leave Iran permanently. Khomeini thus became Iran's first supreme leader. From the moment he became leader, no global superpower liked him. Because unlike other Muslim leaders who kowtowed to America, he would stare America in the eye and openly threaten it. Therefore, from day one, the US, Israel, and other leaders sought a way to get rid of Khomeini. That opportunity came from a neighborhood country, Iraq, where a new leader emerged who was willing to attack Khomeini at the request of these superpowers. His name was Saddam Hussein.
Iraqi tanks ground across the border into Iran.
Saddam Hussein attacked Khomeini in Iran. Iraqi tanks crossed the border, and a war erupted between the two nations. During the war, the president of Iran was killed in an explosion, and Ali Khamenei became the new president. At that time, his 12-year-old son, Mostafa, went to school like any ordinary child. From his childhood, Mostafa closely witnessed this major war, meaning his entire childhood was spent amid conflict. When Mostafa turned 17, he joined Iran's army like any ordinary soldier and began fighting against Saddam Hussein. Though he was the son of the president, Mojtaba reportedly fought on the front lines like a regular soldier. He led his battalion into Iraq and raised Iran's flag on 30 mountains there. Later, Iran and Iraq decided to end the war, and all forces returned home, ending the 8-year conflict. Just 1 year after the war ended, Iran's first supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini, passed away. This raised a big question. Who would be Iran's new supreme leader? 86 senior scholars gathered for a meeting and began voting. Out of 86 scholars, 60 voted for Ali Khamenei, 70% of the vote, and he became the new supreme leader. Mojtaba now was not only the son of the president but also the son of the supreme leader. However, he continued to stay in the army rather than live a life of privilege. Over the next 10 years, Mojtaba developed a deep relationship with Iran's military. During this period, he always wore the army uniform and also began preparing to become a scholar. Meanwhile, Iraq's Saddam Hussein had begun threatening America. Eventually, the US and Israel invaded Iraq, killing millions, despite there being no evidence of nuclear weapons there. Later, the US and Israel began accusing Iran of attempting to develop nuclear weapons.
Saddam Hussein and his sons must leave Iraq within 48 hours.
This sparked a major debate in Iran. Should they develop nuclear weapons or not? Some said no, some argued that if Iran didn't, the U.S. would eventually attack. Ayatollah Khamenei declared that Iran would never develop nuclear weapons, as it is forbidden, haram, in Islam. However, some senior scholars and Mojtaba Khamenei believed that Iran should pursue nuclear weapons. For decades, Mojtaba stayed hidden from global media, with only a few photos showing his existence. The U.S. imposed heavy sanctions, knowing that Mustafa held significant influence over Iran's military and intelligence. Years later, when the U.S. and Israel threatened Iran again, the intelligence chief stated that if they continued to corner Iran, the nuclear program might have to be restarted. Supreme Leader's advisor Ali Khamenei announced that if America attacked, Iran would have no choice but to resume its nuclear program. During these attacks, Mojtaba lost his father, mother, wife, and son. 3 generations of his family were killed in just a few days. With no supreme leader in place after Ali Khamenei, the Iranian people looked toward one man, the one who could stand during this war and lift Iran's flag against America and Israel. Iranian streets and markets echoed with slogans supporting Mojtaba Khamenei. Israel also announced that they would target any new supreme leader, just as they had done in the past. But after losing his entire family, Mojtaba was determined not to retreat. The Iranian scholars once again gathered to vote for a new supreme leader, just as they had 40 years ago after Khomeini's death. Despite warnings and threats from the U.S., the scholars voted, and Sayyid Mojtaba Ali Khamenei was declared Iran's new supreme leader.
Mojtaba Khamenei